Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM22 Classics Puncher. This is episode number 11. Right before we get into the race, this is the first of two races this year that I have added to the calendar, using up some of those points just to diversify things a little bit and actually get something that we're built for. And sure enough, here we are on the list of favorites for this race, already fourth, just behind Kwiatkowski. That's pretty amazing, especially, like Timo Rusin down at the end of that list. I'm already up there with those guys. Surprised Kwiatkowski is not a little bit higher. I'm really surprised he's not a little bit higher. I mean, I know he's 32 and he's not elite. He's better than that, though. He is better than that. He is a world champion. I mean, come on, Colbrelli's got a higher rating? Right. Leader finishing in the top 5 is the objective. As for team support, it doesn't really exist today. I may be fortunate that I've got the 0 on the race day condition, as I'm still building fitness for the year shortly after that first race we had. So without any bonuses or advantages, it's not going to be the easiest, but we have that 77 cobble, we have a 74 flat, we have a 76 punch, we have a 79 acceleration, and a stamina and resistance. It's going to be really hard to compete with those top guys, with Colbrelli, with Kwiatkowski in particular. Beyond that, we are in with a shout. That cobble, that punch, that acceleration is definitely up there with those guys. We're just, minus 10 in resistance. We certainly don't have any sort of fitness bonus. And for a change, I do have team support. I'm the leader today. Brought myself to this race. I told the team I want this one, and they have agreed. First half of this race is pretty much cruise control. We have a 5-man break trying to form. Still only 50 second advantage. They're having a little bit of trouble getting away. In fact, it's down to 30 seconds now. Just a gravel, just 1 star. It's not going to have a drastic impact. My 75, even through there, we're chasing that group pretty hard, and we're seeing the split in the field in more ways than one. More riders were attacking and riders were dropped. Comes back together for the time being. 4 riders have now escaped to a 3-minute advantage. Definitely not pushing the way we were before. I think that means we have, it looks like a 5-man break. That 1 man still trying to get back on, just having difficulty getting there. The one in the no man's land, Saez, Bernard Scottson. Scottson's the one to watch out for in the break. Certainly a talented rider. 4.5 minutes is their advantage as we go through the steepest climb of the day. And now it's going to be cruise control for the next probably 60K or so till the race actually kicks off. Minimal effort from me, and with that little bit of protection, you can see stamina-wise, I'm better off than all of my teammates. In terms of support, what do we have? Prodholm, don't know, but he's got that +4. It's certainly going to be helpful. Cabot, he's got some punchy, he's got some climb. Cabot's going to be a great asset today. Let's go ahead and actually assign Cabot to ride on my wheel and stay close. Rodriguez, -2, but he does have that climbing and punchiness. And Viermo's as well. Ouch. Huge negative on the day for him. But let's bring these guys on up here in the meantime. And Oss feels a little harsh on the ratings for Oss as well. Daniel Oss is a quality domestique in the field, and that just does not look like a quality domestique. He can do a number of things. Obviously, lead out rider is one of those things that he does, and I get that flat is his highest rating, and it wouldn't necessarily be terribly high or anything, but I'm not saying it's way off, but I would put more than a couple ratings over 70 for Daniel Oss. Anyway, Bodner already quite tired. Prodholm, we don't know, but he is looking pretty good. I mean, Cabot, Rodriguez, the only ones. Viermo's looking quite weak. Let's go ahead and switch the order on those. And let's, Prodholm's working at the front. Let's let him do that. Oss offering the protection now that Bodner is done. And, hello. We're already into that first climb. Okay, go ahead and up the effort a little bit. As we want to hold position. 3 more times through. The next climb looks a little bit different than the first one. It is. Definitely has a different profile. But then you're back to the first climb 2 more times to the finish. So this next climb, we're only hitting the 1 time. Okay, Oss. Yeah, offering protection. Bodner was dropped. We're down to 92 in the peloton. The front group is different. There's 5 more riders. Adria, Sosa, Verona off the front, but they are not in the best of positions, and we are still 2.5 minutes behind, which means there's got to be a good amount of chasing still to do here. Okay, I'm going to leave things like this for the next sequence, and then the last 2 is when we want to shake things up. We're not waiting for the last one to shake things up, but for this one, just up the effort a little bit more. Back to full strength right now. Helping save the teammates a little bit. Prodholm doing the work. Making it difficult. And myself making it easier on the teammates, you know, at little cost. Because I want to use those teammates up starting on the next sequence. Getting blocked off by the Ineos rider a little bit there, but we're okay. Little attack, and we've got quite a few guys off the front at the moment. Like I said, we're going to come on pretty hard starting with the next one. At the moment, we are not gaining on the break, though. That's a little bit worrying. Prodholm went to get water. 41k to go. Wait for him to get up here. It's almost here. Okay, done. Oss is done also. Let's go ahead and reset. Rodriguez, especially with that negative. Chase is on. 2.5 minutes to bring back. We have this descent to come that'll immediately go into the next. Where I need to be careful is on the plateau, on that upper section. We don't want to burn too much energy too fast, but descending obviously is a good time to push, not allowing others to recover, and then the ascent. We need to be gaining rapidly. That top 5 is looking pretty at threat right now because of the gap. But look how fast we pulled back 15 seconds. There's Scottson. So there's one of your threats for the day. And Viermos is done. But we'll keep him in charge just a little bit longer. Just his 99. It is a descent, so it's not like he's costing us a bunch of time. Alright, Rodriguez, we're almost to the base. Let's go ahead and bring you forward. Viermos is not going to do anything. Oss, too far back. He's recovered just slightly, and it's just not going to be helpful. 92. This is the penultimate climb. It's not the final climb. We don't need to full gas here, but look how fast we're pulling it back. Minute. De La Cruz has been caught. There's Sosa and Adria. They were the other threats. Tejada at the front. Was he already there? I don't think he was, because Scottson was in that front group. Okay, Rodriguez, red bar is gone, but he's got the yellow, so we can keep pushing. Got a little bit harder as he gets us through this climb. Splitting the field. Viermos, Oss. It's nice to have that control element. Rodriguez, give me your 99 effort on yellow only. Nearly caught the front group. And he is done. That's okay. That keeps this group away for just a little bit longer. And here's going to be the attack momentarily. No, it was just catching that front group. That's why, like I said, the plateau is the area where you got to be careful. Let's make sure I'm still right there. I am. Good. Position is good. Okay, now we're seeing an attack from Valter. Prodholm. Let's respond. We are not going full gas by any stretch of the imagination, though, because I want a little bit of a lead out into that final climb. We don't have to worry about the plateau, though, next time. Oh, that's Arietta. There's your finish line. So there is that little bit more after the climb. We're down to 20. 20 chasing 1. Look how tired everybody is, though. This climb really, really dug in. And Prodholm is nearly done. We're going to be down to Cabot in a moment. 85. Back to 44 riders as the pace lifted briefly. That's Conti who has gone clear. Group thinning out as guys are unable to hang on. 18.5K to go. Not a ton of energy for that finishing run. This is that worrying part. We don't have a ton of stamina resistance, and you can really see the impact of it. Prodholm too far back to help out right now. And Cabot's really not in the greatest shape either for giving me any sort of lead out into the final run-in. Nobody off the front, though. We've kept that in control. Into the descent. Can I get any recovery in? 13K, 25 riders. There you go. There you go. I'm getting a little recovery here. Prodholm, get on my wheel. Get on my wheel. Break that toe. Okay, Cabot, push a little harder because others are going to be recovering now too. Prodholm, go ahead and get up in front so I can get a little bit more shelter because Cabot's only going to last a second. Final corner. Here we go. Onto the climb. Cabot giving his lead out. And we will go straight into Prodholm. Prodholm doesn't have much. But this was that whole point. Good aggressive start to the climb to instantly put hurt into everybody. And Prodholm's done. Colbrelli. Maybe I should just follow Colbrelli and aim for the top 5 since I don't have a ton left. Follow the favorite, right? Ineos rider on the attack, but Colbrelli responding. Am I following? There you go. There you go. Going with Colbrelli, and it's a front 2. There goes my red bar, though. But his red bar's done, too, so we hang on. We've got the yellow to go 3K like this. And we've got ourselves a small advantage, but it's small, as we've been caught. That's Kwiatkowski, that's Arietta, but there's the top 5. There's 1 chasing and then 20 more. We've got a little more red bar. Now it's a front 6. Got just a little bit left in the tank. There's Rodriguez, front 7. 2.6. Rodriguez going clear. Front 13, chasing 1. He's going to go off and win this thing. $2K to go. I just don't have much for an attack. I need to save that little bit for the final run-in. 1.8. He's got the win. He has got the win wrapped up. Zagara? No. Nobody's attacking. Everybody's waiting. Now we go. Now we go. Over the top. Here goes my red bar. This is going to be hard to finish out. Should have maybe tried to go with him. Carlos Rodriguez claims the win for Ineos. And I'm going to get maybe the top 10. So close to a top 10, I'm not sure I'm going to get it. Tratnik might be beating me for 10th place. Yes, it's 12th, actually. 12th I'm going to get. Very back end of the group. And Colbrelli only had 9th. So he and I, obviously, our move did not pay off. Rodriguez, the next guy to go, is the one who was the strongest, claims the comfortable win. And then, yeah, we fell to the back of the group. That's the lack of stamina resistance and definitely no race day condition bonus. But we're there or thereabouts. Better stamina resistance. We can go with Carlos Rodriguez. We could go with him, and we're fighting for a top 2 in this race. I'm a minute ahead of everybody else. without that stamina resistance, with that lower level, those guys who have 8-10 points on me were able to finish the race off, and I couldn't. We were right there. We were in it. Just couldn't finish it off. Volta Algarve, and we have teammate assignment. Pierre Latour is the team leader, and then we have a sprinter for this first stage. This is a kind of race that I could actually get an okay result on, but there's a time trial at the end that I would struggle with. But I could do well in 2 punchy stages and 2 sprint stages because of the overall. Latour is the obvious leader for the team. So for this one, we had to put in the work. I actually only made it exactly to the preferred mark, not the exceptional mark for the day. But it's okay. I mean, it's not ideal, but as soon as I reached that 30K on the dot, what ended up happening was there's a little punchy hill right here. I'm going to try to attack. In fact, I'm not the only one who's trying to go, and they are too many. There's too many guys. We have a 14-man break. 1.5K. Now sprinting for the line, but I have no red bar. Constant problem, especially with the -1 race day condition. But we are looking at a small escape here that's going to see me get 13th, seemingly. Felix Gross has taken the win. Teammate Aru has finished 6th, and I did get 13th. Ben Turner, small gap. Late separation means I doubt we'll see any time gaps, especially on a sprint stage, and especially with this game's notoriety in how it handles those. Still a good result with 13th. So it's a strong field. We have a tough stage number 2 going on here, and of course teammate assignment. So I've already put in the kilometers, this time the exceptional status. But as you can see, even though I am doing well, that extra effort has dipped into that stamina. I have a +1 race day condition. This is only the second time in 10 plus stages that I've had a positive race day condition, albeit a +1. I mean, it's not fantastic. But we're already dipping into the maximum, and we haven't even started climbing. And there's a lot of undulation on the way to the finish, meaning there is like a 2% chance that I will be competing for the finale on this stage. I think my odds are that bad. Just the tempo's been really high, and the 10-man break still has a 2-minute advantage with 37K to go, and all of this undulation the rest of the way. A lot of up down, and that up down will help with red bar, but it will not give yellow recovery. It's going to be much too hot of a tempo. And, look how fast I'm going backwards, trying to hold at an 80. And, again, here's that heart rate's going to come down a little bit. It would get your red bar back up, but it's not going to get into recovery territory. Even that first little climb, first little hill, not enough for recovery. So we're going to have to push harder to stay put. We're starting with this second climb. I have to push even harder. I've got to use a little bit of that hills rating to help keep up. Which means we're going to burn out faster. 158 left in the peloton. It's not really coming down yet, but you can see just how tired I am comparatively to others. And we are already well down the field. We are into the back third or middle third. We're kind of right in between. And we are officially dropped at the moment. Latour, Cabot, the only ones left at the front. Bosenhagen looking good with a +5. Oss looking good with a +3. And I'm nearly out of energy with 2 climbs to go. And I'm already off the back of the group. 26 at the front. Yo-yoing with 24 in chase. Which does put me in the top 50. But not looking so good with 2 climbs to go here. Having to back off. We are done. That's it. We were in the top 50. But that's done for now. Speed things up, move on to the next stage. Final run in here on stage number 3, and it took a bit more work today to get our kilometers in at the front as the teammate. As a result, I'm a bit more spent as we go into the finale here with 13K to go as we bring in the breakaway. The good news though is the pace isn't quite as bad at the moment. But we're down there, and trying to keep up. Trying to keep up is difficult right now. That flat rating's certainly helping at the moment, but as we approach the end, I just don't know how capable I'll be in the sprint 7K, especially that red bar. It's going to drain very, very fast, even though I do have a +1 today. Second time, and here we go. 4K to go. Okay, we need to start moving forward, getting forward. 2K, slow it down, get myself in position as best I can. Already final kilometer, sprinting. Yeah, not even top 10 today. Actually could have sprinted a bit sooner. Ekoff, Markle, Barbero. 21st, 22nd, 21st. But with that little red bar, 100 meters is all I could have gotten at most on that one. That would not have improved our position much. Obviously, top 20 would have happened, but I don't think I would have beaten Tish Minute. Deep field, though. Deep field. Hard to get a result here. Stage 4 should be a good profile, should have a chance on this type of race, but worked for the team. -2 draw. Stamina resistance already really taking its toll on us today. So we can pretty much rule this one out. You can see the fatigue part has already set in quite heavily, not just for me, but the entire team. Latour himself is struggling at the moment. The peloton already down under 100. The breakaway of 12 still have a 1.5 minute advantage. 3 climbs to go. First of 3 right now. I'm not going to have much left once we're past this climb. Especially I'm going to have to speed up a little bit to keep my position. Remember, it's already a small peloton. Just hanging on to the back at the moment. My group is yo-yoed off the back. Let's hope it regains contact. That attempt to conserve energy has not panned out for us at the moment. Moving quickly along, we've been caught by a back group instead of catching a front group, and in fact another group is now in between. As that peloton continues to push really hard, you see Latour, the only one who's got much left. Penultimate climb now. Gotta make my way forward if we're gonna have any chance of getting back up there. Constant changes in the evolution of the groups. And I just expended whatever I had going for me. Meaning we are definitely not going to bridge that gap. So that's going to be it for this one. We've got 1 stage left to go. Just an 18K time trial here to finish this thing up. And we're pushing along at a decent tempo. I'm right in the middle of the pack in terms of the GC. So out of about 165 riders, I think I'm just over 82nd overall. So not a fantastic race by any stretch of the imagination, and looking at our time trial rating being our lowest besides recovery, which both of those factor into this being a little bit of a struggle for us. I think being mid-table at the end on this thing is going to be about expected, both in the overall and on this stage. Push a little bit harder now. 2.5K to go. Also a little bit of a descent, so we could make up a little more time. 600 meters attacking, and 41st at the moment. Better than my teammates at the moment, but it's certainly not a terribly good time. It should get us into that top 80 or so, I think, by the time this is done. Maybe even top 60 for a stage. Overall should hold fairly steady in around that 82nd. There's fairly good time gaps out there. All right, folks, that is going to do it for this episode. I think I'm due for a disobeying of team orders one of these days, just to go out on a first stage and go for some KOM points, and then force the team to go, hey, look, you have this polka dot jersey on. What should we have you do today? I wonder. And, see if they comply. Because this is getting old, but this is what happens when we set up a challenge of take the best team, the team that's way too good. You're not a leader yet, and so you get stuck playing domestique for years to come. You know what? That's more realistic than others. It's not as exciting. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.